Also, you get to see Todd and us try to dance with the Rockettes.
If you have something else to do during that period, you can go, like, go to make some coffee, open up some gifts away from the television. If you need a bathroom break, please take it then. It wasn't pretty.
Not the best dancers.
We tried.
We have a task for you. If you're waking up and you're going down for the tree, which is the pinnacle moment of every Christmas morning here, we want pictures. Take pictures and send them in to us at friends@foxnews.com. We want to share your Christmas morning.
Or videos. Videos are even better than pictures. So if you have both, please send it our way. We would love to share them with everyone else.
And if you have drone video, I mean, that would just be like next level. So surprise us. We'll see what comes.
I mean, that would be great, but I feel like you're really kind of taking it up.
Raising the bar?
Yeah, you're really raising the bar. All
right,
well, Todd likes to keep it very high.
By the way, if you haven't yet wrapped your gift, you've run out of time. Just throw it in a bag, throw some tape on it.
6 a.m. They've got time. Well, East Coast. Yeah, you've got time.
Maybe.
If you're on the West Coast, you got a lot of time.
You got to get moving.
There's a guy, I don't know if you have heard of him, Santa Claus. Have you heard of this guy?
We have him?
No, he has had a very, very busy night. And wow!
Whoa! Merry Christmas and a happy holiday.
I don't know how he scored this. This is unbelievable. Joining us after an amazingly long night delivering presents, he is going to be answering your emails and tweets throughout the course of the morning. Dude, I mean, this is amazing that you're up after such a crazy night.
I'm amazed, too. I mean, I do it every year, but every year I wonder, how do I do it?
So
well,
Santa,
we'll talk about that.
We will.
So, Santa, I've got a question for you. We were wondering earlier, is Griff on the nice list or the naughty list? Will he get coal or will he get presents?
Well, Santa doesn't like to get involved in controversy. Maybe it's best that we don't go there at all.
Wow.
Santa, you should run for office. That's a very diplomatic answer. I feel like maybe politics is in your future.
Well, it could be. Could be.
Santa, I know that I'm working really hard on getting on the good side list, but, I'm wearing the hat. Now, I want you to know, in full disclosure, I'm not stealing your thunder. Because what you do is amazing. I'm just trying to, point out the fact that we love you. I want to know one question, though, and that is, how full are you from eating all those cookies and drinking all that milk?
Yeah.
Well, actually, I could use a few more. There's always more room. But before we go, I think that maybe we should agree that we don't discuss why you're on the bad list. I mean,
so you did just disclose that he was on the naughty list.
Well,
I'm picking up what you're putting down, Santa.
Let's call it he's on probation.
Wow.
We're going to work on the list. So you do some good things, and then there's a few errors, and some good things and some errors. Sam and I are still reviewing some of the things, and I might be able to make a stronger case that's coming up of why I should be on the good list.
We want your questions.
I'm open to that.
Okay.
Send your emails, send your text. Again, we want drone video. No, I'm joking. We keep going to the
Todd
drone
in
video.
this drone video.
But send it to us throughout the course of the morning. We're going to ask the big guy in the hat, that's not Griff, your questions.
You don't have to say big. That's not very nice.
It's insulting. Did
Yeah,
I just
naughty
insult
list.
you, Santa?
I'm the only one on the nice list now, so more presents for me.
Hey,
Nicely
Santa,
done, Tova. Merry Christmas to you.
Merry Christmas.
I have one more quick question, and that is, what was the toughest part of last night?
Well, the amazing thing was how clear the sky was and no traffic. It was quiet. You could almost say it was a silent night.
And Rudolph and the gang, they're all right? They're tired?
Oh, yeah, they're fine. They're back in the barn. They're resting up. There probably will be some cleanup because in some cases maybe they were late deliveries. Amazon and FedEx can't do everything. And so we're waiting to see what tomorrow brings.
Good stuff, Klaus.
Great.
We appreciate it.
Thank you,
We'll check back in with you. Griff, you had so many questions. It was like you were at like a White House press conference.
I think Griff. I saw his notes for Santa.
I was trying to get him
20 questions.
I was trying to get him, off of the subject of my behavior of 2018. I feel like
it was a diversion tactic.
It's like what the reporters do.
I can tell that
let's not talk about this. Let's talk about this.
I can tell you've been a journalist for a while. That was a very smart and smooth transition. So
Speaking of the White House,
I can tell this is not your first rodeo.
Wait, we're doing a rodeo?
Not my first rodeo with Santa.
Speaking of the White House.
There's drone there.
Thank you.
Right,
Well played.
yes.
It's 5 minutes in. You're already like tying it all together. President Trump and the First Lady
Had a lot of coffee.
began their Christmas celebrations with a Christmas Eve service at the Washington National Cathedral and answered calls from children tracking Santa. Take a listen.
All right.
Well, Merry Christmas. How are you? What are you going to do for Christmas?
So do you know where he is? And what did you ask him?
Happy Christmas. And you just take care of yourself and say hello to your family.
So where is he now? Yeah, he's still far away, but he will be in your house tomorrow.
Are you still a believer in Santa? Because at 7 it's marginal, right? Well, you just enjoy yourself.
Oh, that's fantastic.
Merry Christmas.
I hope your dreams come true.
Well, good luck and have a great Christmas. And I'll talk to you again, okay? Goodbye, sweetheart. Bye. Bye. Say hello to everybody there.
Oh, that's sweet. I kind of wish that we could take calls from little kids. I think it would be fun.
It's pretty special. And you know, it was really special that President Trump and First Lady Melania stayed in D.C., right, because of the shutdown. Normally he would be in Mar-a-Lago. And he didn't just do this press avail at the White House. He also went to our National Cathedral, which is really a special part of Washington. He went to a service there.
You see right there on the screen.
There last night at a mass at National Cathedral.
Although I'm going to say, if you're stuck someplace, being stuck at the White House is not that bad. That's got to be pretty cool.
Yeah.
I wouldn't mind being stuck at the White House. Stuck in my apartment would be another thing, because it's very
Not as
small
good.
in New York. So
By the way, can we go
it's very
back to that?
expensive to live here.
That video, is that the greatest fire you've ever seen in
Yes.
a fireplace? I mean, that thing is amazing. I mean, I try to make a fire. It doesn't look anything like that. I'm a pyro. So,
Also- Go ahead.
well, you wanted to comment on that amazing
Well, no, I was
joke.
just going to say that I was disappointed because I didn't get to make it last year. I was able to do a White House tour with my parents, and it was so beautiful and such a cool thing. I didn't get to do it this year, sadly, but the decorations look beautiful. That's all I had to say about that.
It's the people's house,
Coffee.
though. You know, it's important to remember, no matter who's president, that is, of course, our White House, the nation's
That's true.
White House. And so, you know, it's a time to sort of set politics
Do you think
aside
they'd let
and
us in?
appreciate that. I don't think they're going to let me in, not with Santa's naughty list.
Well, I don't know if this one keeps down in the Java. She's had 8 cups this morning, and it's 6:08 on the East Coast.
Not that.
You're going to bench press the
half
curvy
that.
couch later on. It's
No,
going to be
cut it in
impressive.
half.
All right. You've had really 4?
Yeah.
Oh, my God.
This might be the best part of this morning, though, and that is a tweet from, and I know it might be one of your favorite movies out there. That is, remember Macaulay Culkin from Home Alone 2?
Do I?
So here's a tweet. Let me show you the tweet, and then I'll explain it. He tweets, "I feel bad about all the burglars who never had the confidence to rob a house on Christmas, thanks to me."
I mean, true, because he really showed them that little kids, when they put their mind to something, they can protect their house, they can keep bad guys at bay, they're not going to let them steal the presents, particularly, I think, when you have presents in the equation.
It got violent.
100%, yeah.
Well, you know, I mean, they're burglars. They deserved it, right?
It involved marbles, that little gun,
But who
the
didn't
train
love
set.
this
There's a
movie
lot going
growing
on.
up?
It was a great movie.
Yeah, he's protecting his presents, he's protecting his home turf.
And this is your favorite movie.
I loved this movie growing up. And then I like Elf a lot now, too, but I loved Home Alone growing up. I just thought it was so cool, and I was always, like, independent, and I wanted to live that, wanted to live the story.
Okay, I got to say which one my new one is, and that is Jingle All the Way 2.
2.
With Larry the Cable Guy.
Not 1, but 2.
Here is a quick clip from this new Christmas classic.
What do you think of that, sweetheart?
It's awesome!
It's glorious. And now I present to you the grand finale, as they say in French, the peace of the resistance.
Now, this is for real. The movie's about 4 years old, but I got misty-eyed watching that because I had been shopping with my daughters, who are teenagers now, all grown up. The movie's about Larry the Cable Guy, just wants to buy one bear that he thinks his daughter wants so badly. My kids were like, "Come on, Dad, we got to go to dinner." And I'm standing in my hotel room misty-eyed saying, I am not going to stop until I finish watching this movie. It is just grabs your heartstrings. It's such an endearing movie, and I would recommend everybody to watch Jingle All the Way 2. Todd,
What's
you like
your
it,
favorite?
right? What's your favorite?
I don't mean to be contrarian, but you're both wrong. It's clearly National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation, the greatest movie in the history of film. And there's no debate. There are more lines that come out of that movie that you can quote all year long, and sadly I do on this very couch and out in the field and wherever I am at the Fox News Show.
It just gives you inspiration.
'Tis a season to be merry.
Well,
All right. Well, I will say that, no offense to you, but when your movie came on, Carly said, "Is this?"
Carly was like,
Carly openly mocked you.
over here to get.
I didn't know if it was a promotion or if you actually like them. I'm sure it's a lovely movie. A
Carly,
Christmas Story is my favorite.
Carly, you were with the reviewers on IMDb. The first line of the first review was, "This was an utter load of garbage." But it meant a lot to me.
But
Listen,
Griffey liked it.
Sometimes the reviewers are wrong. We're going to go with you on this one, Griff. And Merry Christmas to you all. The good news is that it is Christmas. The bad news is that we are still dealing with that partial government shutdown, which is now in its 4th day. And President Trump says there is no update.
Nothing new in the shutdown. Nothing new. Except we need border security.
Well, the president addressing reporters as he and the First Lady answered Christmas calls from children. The shutdown over the border wall is expected to last into the new year. A judge orders North Korea to pay $500 million to the parents of Otto Warmbier. The American student was arrested during a trip there in 2016, accused of stealing a propaganda poster. He was released in 2017 and showed signs of torture. He died just days later. The judge's ruling is a symbolic victory. There is no way to force North Korea to pay the $500 million. And the governor of California dishing out dozens of pardons for Christmas. Jerry Brown issued 143 pardons and 131 commutations. Reports show some of those include immigrants facing deportation. The San Francisco Chronicle reports the outgoing governor has set a state record for pardons, granting nearly 1,200 during his last 8 years in office. And you're going to love this one. A Navy sailor gets the greatest welcome home, meeting his newborn son for the first time. Navy sailor Nicholas Pender was deployed when his 5-month-old son Oliver was born. The two met Friday in Virginia, and that is just about the best Christmas present.
Yeah, that's beautiful.
That's awesome. That's the kind of stories you need on Christmas. Thanks,
Absolutely.
Carly.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you, Carly.
All right, still ahead, Father John is here to share his Christmas message with us next.
Plus, one flash mob thought these cops would shut them down, but instead, they joined in on the dance party at the mall. One of those officers and the man who organized that mob are here live.
But first, here's the president's own United States Marine Band.
Around the world.
And you're looking at live pictures of Pope Francis right now sharing a Christmas message from the Vatican.
This as Christians flock to Bethlehem to celebrate the birth of Jesus. Trey Yanis is live in Jerusalem. Merry Christmas, Trey.
Todd, Lisa, Griff, Merry Christmas. From Vatican City to Bethlehem and thousands of cities in between, people started celebrating Christmas, kicking off the holiday season by going to church and also participating in key religious events. Monday night in St. Peter's Basilica, Pope Francis led the traditional Christmas Eve Mass. The Pope focusing his remarks on Western consumerism, asking churchgoers how much of the material they buy is actually needed. Right now, Pope Francis is addressing a crowd of thousands from the balcony of St. Peter's Basilica in Vatican City. Meanwhile, in the ancient city of Bethlehem, tourists and pilgrims gathered in Manger Square on Christmas Eve to watch the Latin procession. Now, it's not all joy and Christmas bells across the Middle East. In Afghanistan on Christmas Eve, 40 people were killed in an attack on a government building. Todd, Lisa, Griff.
All right, Trey Yanis live for us this morning. Trey,
Merry
thank
Christmas.
you very much.
Thanks, Merry Christmas.
All right. Tis the season.
Good morning.
Father
Quite the intro.
Jonathan joining us now with his Christmas Day message. Obviously, the Holy Land is so important this time of year, especially today, because it really does remind us why we do all the stuff that we do.
Yes, and we say my Christmas message, it is as simple as you possibly can get. I can't make anything up that is more beautiful, nor would I want to. The fact is that we believe as Christians, I believe as a Christian, that God sent his only begotten son, that anybody who would believe in him might have eternal life. That's what meant, in football stadiums, you see people holding up John 3:16. Right? John 3:16, that's it. I remember last year, in my parish, we have a tradition that families will come and bring up the first time they bring their child to church, they bring them up and it's presented to the congregation. And so I pick up the babies and I hold them up. It's the only time I ever get, I go, wow, from the congregation. I lift the baby up, and you don't have to say anything. And everyone just, wow. And then I take the baby and I walk down the center aisle to when we're processing out of the church. And all the little kids, not just the parents, but all the little kids come over, and I put the baby out so that they can see this other little baby, and they touch it. That is why God came to us in the form of a baby. For us to be able to say, wow, and for us to get close to God. What an amazingly simple message.
The power of that, the birth of that baby in straw in a manger in poverty. But what is the message that Americans should be taking home as they open their presents and enjoy this day? What should they be thinking about?
Well, that God has given us a chance for redemption. 20 minutes before my midnight mass yesterday, there was a knifing of two 18-year-olds just 2 blocks from my house in the Bronx. 2 kids, 18-year-olds, who knows what they were doing. But the reality is, as beautiful as the Christmas message is, we need it because the world is a mess. And families are a mess very often. And the message from Christmas says, even though things are a mess, even though there's sin in the world, God is giving us an opportunity for redemption.
How many more masses you got today?
Just 3 more.
Just 3 more.
All right. Father John.
God bless you guys. Merry Christmas.
Always a pleasure to see you.
Thank you. Merry Christmas.
Still need an idea for your Christmas dinner tonight? It's tonight? I didn't know that. Well, we've got you covered. Chef David Burke here live.
Plus, one flash mob thought these cops would shut them down, but instead they joined the dance party in the mall. One of those officers.
This message as Defense Secretary to U.S. troops.
Since Washington crossed the Delaware at Christmas in 1776, American troops have missed holidays at home to defend our experiment in democracy. Thanks for keeping the faith. Merry Christmas, and may God hold you safe.
Mattis leaves his role on January 1st. And the national Christmas tree is relit in time for Christmas Day. The tree went dark after someone tried to climb it. Crews were unable to fix it because of the government shutdown. Now the National Park Foundation has stepped in and will keep the tree lit through the new year. And Christmas is now an official holiday in Iraq. The government tweeting, "Happy Christmas to our Christian citizens, all Iraqis, and to all who are celebrating across the world." Most Iraqi citizens are Muslim. An estimated 300,000 Christians live in the country. Very good news there. And guys, I'll send it on over to you.
All right, thanks, Carly. Holiday shoppers at a Florida mall thought 2 police officers were about to break up a flash mob, but everyone was shocked because instead of breaking it up, they joined in on the fun.
Here we go. Here we go. Get them off.
So how did this all come together? Well, here with us now on set is Officer Chris Gotti and choreographer Sean Green. And on Skype, we have Officer Manny Gonzalez. So, Sean, I'm going to start with you because this was your idea. What was the first reaction when you went to both Sean and Manny and told them about this idea?
Well, prior to that performance, we were already performing Sean's Dance Saturday, doing flash mobs for like the holidays and during Halloween. And so during Halloween, I actually saw Gotti. Gotti approached me. He was like, how about we get down and come down there with you? I said, that'd be a great way to do a plot twist, have you guys come in, and I could teach you a couple of moves. And now it's going crazy now. It's awesome.
Officer Gotti, I got to ask you, the community really got involved. I'm a reporter for Fox. Normally when I'm not sitting in this anchor chair, I'm covering stories. And the police really work to connect with communities like this. Tell me how significant and special that was.
Anytime we can connect with the community and bridge that gap, I mean, we're always trying to humanize the badge, so to say. We're all human beings. As officers, we have emotions, we have feelings. We like to have fun just as much as, if not more than everybody else. So.
I mean, real fun.
Yeah, of course.
And Officer Gonzalez, what was the reaction like, and how did that make you feel?
I mean, it's been overwhelming, the response and the support from our community since this whole flash mob took place. And I got to tell you, Sean made it kind of easy on us. you know, he set us up really well, and it turned out really good. We were very surprised.
Yeah, so Sean, you say, Manny, that Sean sets you up well, but Chris, you and Manny, it only took 20 minutes to learn this?
Yeah, and we weren't aware that we were going to be doing it till the day of. It was pretty short notice, and we had all the 20 minutes to learn the dance and get it down beforehand. And that's just a credit to Sean.
Is this throughout the police department? Protect, serve, and dance?
And dance? Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
Sean, and are you surprised at the reaction this has gotten? Because it's gotten millions of views. You said celebrities have even shared it. Are you surprised by all that?
Like, I didn't even know this much success was going to come so quick. Even seeing that Jamie Foxx even posted, I was like, oh my gosh, this is getting out of hand, but in a good way. So overwhelming joy. I'm just appreciative and I thank God that we're getting some exposure. Sean Stansford, we've been working around for 15 years. I've opened a school in West Palm Beach, Florida. So it's like a little break for us to get a little bit more exposure. And thanks to the officers to join. It was great.
And where can people, you said that you have a dance school, so where can people go and take lessons, or, if they want to dance like that, or people like me who have 2 left feet, just want some help?
Sure, glad you asked. In West Palm Beach, Florida, I own a school called Sean's Dance Factory, so they can go on Sean's, SEANS, dancefactory.com. And we're teaching hip-hop, contemporary, modern. It's great. It's a great place to be, young and old.
Yeah.
Now, I got to ask a quick question. Manny, let me start with you, and then I want to ask Chris as well, and that is, as an officer, you have to walk that thin blue line every day, put your lives on the line every day, but yet you also encounter a lot of negativity. Has this caused some positive reaction that you've seen personally?
Yeah, I'm a school resource officer, so I get, my kids are all gone crazy. They come to you saying, Officer Manny, you're gone viral. They can't believe it. So it really actually, just reinforced my connection with my students at the school that I work at, and with the parents as well.
That's great, Officer Gade. Have you seen an impact?
Absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. I mean, anytime, even if it's one life, we can change, it's worth it, For every naysayer, there's hundreds of people that have positive things to say and support us. So it's really an honor and a privilege every day.
Would you do it again?
Oh, absolutely.
Manny, would you do it again? Officer Gonzalez?
Absolutely. Let's set it up.
And then, Sean, very quickly, have you gotten requests already for more of this? Do you anticipate to continue doing this?
We do a lot of these flash mobs. The first one we've done was at IKEA, and then we've done like 4 already at the Avatar Mall, and now we already lined up for next season too as well.
Awesome.
So, going to be a busy 2019 then.
Yeah, man, we're appreciated and we're thankful.
Well, Merry Christmas to you all, and thank you for your service.
Thank you.
Appreciate it so much. Thank you.
Merry Christmas. Thank you, and thank you, Manny. Thank you very much, guys. All right, it's a very happy holidays for this man, the $5 bet that turned into a big Christmas gift.
Ooh, plus, Timothy Cardinal Dolan delivers his Christmas message for us. That's just ahead.
But first, again, here is the President's own United States Marine Band with Deck the Halls. Special treat this Christmas morning. That was the President's own United States Marine Band with Joy to the World.
In about 20 minutes, I'll speak to the band. It's an amazing band. The precision that these individuals play, you just heard right there. It's the military precision that you expect from your military. You don't expect it with the music. Unreal.
Have you ever played an instrument?
I was a saxophonist. I wasn't that good. How about you?
Well, I tried dabbling in piano, but my teacher wasn't very nice, so I kind of just didn't really enjoy it. What about you, Griff? Did you ever?
I had a high school rock band. I played the drums.
Did you really?
I didn't play it with.
Are there pictures anywhere?
No,
I think
no.
give the people what they want.
But speaking of pictures, we have pictures that are worth showing.
You moved past that real quick.
Did you see him skirt by that? You really wanted. You're very good at diversion. You wanted off topic.
Yeah, Lisa, I got some great photos for you to talk about. Here you go. Check out the prompter.
Oh, all right. Well, here are director Lisa's 2 nephews, Alexander and Oliver. What little cutie pies. Also, they're not crying.
And they're
so
enjoying
doing very
Santa.
well
Yeah,
sitting
you like
on
to
Santa's
see
lap.
that.
Well done.
Also, Fox and Friends writer Amanda with her dad, Tom, her mom, Donna Lynn, and her sister, Christina. For those of you who don't know, Amanda has to work with me almost every morning.
Oh, bless her
for
heart.
Fox and Friends First. She is a saint. You can't actually see the halo around her head, but she is a saint.
So
Great
she is
lady.
on Santa's
Oh,
good
she is
list.
definitely on.
She's on the nice list.
Nice list.
All right, look at this photo. This is writer Ben with dad, James, mom, Kathy, and his two older brothers, Michael and John. Awesome photo there.
And this is production assistant Caitlin, her mom, Kathy, her dad, Tom, and her brother, Brian.
She's a big Giants fan.
That's awesome.
Is that
She's
okay?
had a
Is that-
rough last 7 years, but she's a big Giants fan, and she's our buddy.
All right, look, here's Sarah Sonic with her mom, Patty, sister Samantha, and dad, Steve. Merry Christmas to the Sonics.
Sarah's working today on the 1s and 2s downstairs.
Wait, I know that guy.
Oh.
Uh-oh.
Okay. Oh, there's Amanda and me.
That's it? That's
There's my lovely wife, Amanda, who's sleeping and has told me, you need to be out of there at 10:01 because we have a whole day of fun with her family, which means
you're
Toddy boy,
helping
you
out
better
today.
move.
Yeah. All right. Well, we're going to have to make sure to push you on your way then after the show.
Good. I'm glad. Do we have any more photos we can show so you don't?
Yeah, but please send them
so
in.
you won't ask me about this this 80s rock band thing. It's friends at foxnews.com. Email us right away and send us your photos. We want photos, the memories that are being made right now.
Also, weigh in on if you want to get Griff to share one of his pictures from his rock band.
We need
days.
it. America needs it right now more than ever.
Give the people what they want, Griff.
Come on, Griff.
People
Yeah.
demand a photo of you in the rock band.
Well, listen, I think that we're going to share some Christmas Day childhood Christmas memories.
Again,
Our producers
moving
just
off
go,
topic.
Christmas wants this talking point. So let's do it.
All
It
right,
is Christmas
so-
Day. We are sharing our memories. I'm assuming this is you.
This is.
Aw.
I assume
I'm
it's
assuming
not
this
you
is you.
guys. So some things don't ever change. Here I am stuffing my face with cookies. So my mom and I would do tea party. She would put makeup on me. I'd put the stuffed animals to be by us. That was a picture of my brother and me. We got this this car that we were obsessed with. My brother would never let me drive. It would drive me insane. That's Snowball.
Your dad needs to watch Jingle All the Way too.
Stop
I'm looking
it!
at that photo, and
There
I'm
The worst
telling
movie
you,
ever.
This is why.
There I am that's my older brother Ryan and me. I have three brothers, Ryan, James, and Michael. I love them very, very much, but that's just my older brother and me when we were young.
In that first picture, were you eating an Oreo? And was that one of Santa's Oreos?
I don't. That was a long time ago. Looked like Girl Scout cookies.
Okay. Nevertheless, was it one of Santa's?
Sure.
Because
no, I wouldn't.
I'm trying to get you on the naughty list.
Todd,
We have
that
3.5 hours to get you on that list to join Griffey and me.
That was a phenomenal setup, though. All right, and who's this
All right,
little guy?
So this is me, circa 1845, sitting on Santa's lap. Now, you know, there was some debate, a story this week that people were against putting your kid on Santa's lap because, you know, it sometimes scared the kid. Clearly, you can see from that photo. I'm mostly inquisitive, not afraid, but not sure exactly who I'm looking at.
So I think we've got a good one of Adam Klotz.
No, I just think it's Adam live.
Oh, he's doing weather. I'm just kidding.
That too.
It's just him live. No.
It's a live shot. It's a live shot.
Adam and I didn't have childhoods, so there are no pictures of our
This is a
childhoods.
picture of me from 1985 at Christmas.
Nicely done, Klotz.
Thank you for helping save me. Thank you. That's very kind of you.
That was a photo of me, and now we're moving. You know, I was kind of shocked when I came out here this morning, Christmas morning, and yet people still coming out here. We got some big fans. Mary, do you got anyone? Do you want to say Merry Christmas to St. Louis, right?
Sure. To our family and friends in Queens here or Brooklyn, as well as Detroit.
Merry Christmas, America. God bless
To our
America.
friends in St. Louis.
And Lexington, Kentucky also made it out.
Yeah, Merry Christmas to my wife and daughter who's sleeping in the hotel while we're here.
Good for her. I'm a little jealous of her. Let's take a look at the forecast across the country where it's not actually too bad here in New York City. 34 degrees here on this Christmas morning. There are some cold spots out there. What about a white Christmas? Anyone going to be struggling on the way to Grandma's house later today? Well, we do see some rain there along the Mississippi River running up to Chicago, cold enough to support a little bit of snow. Now, the big snow system, that's happening out west. It's rain stretching down to Central and Southern California, but you are there in the mountains. Those are spots where we're seeing snow. But here out on the plaza, nothing but good vibes. We're throwing it back to Carly. Carly, Merry
Adam
Christmas.
Klotz, I can't wait to see what socks you're wearing. I'll
I
check
got some
them
good
out
ones.
later.
Yep.
All right, listen to this. It's a very Merry Christmas for this New Jersey man. He won $1 million on a $5 bet. The man hit it big with a Royal Straight Flush playing 3-card poker at an Atlantic City casino. This is the first time anyone has ever hit this bet in the casino's 15-year history. Oh my gosh. And the only thing that could make this Colorado light display better, an airman's Christmas proposal right out front.
The biggest blessing I've ever had in my entire life. There's no other woman I want to spend the rest of my life with. Kayla, would you marry me? Yeah. Yeah? Put it on your hand.
Oh my gosh. Of course, she said yes. The two will spend Christmas together before he returns to San Antonio, where he is stationed with the U.S. Air Force. Good luck to them. And those are your headlines, guys. I'll send it on back down to you.
Thank you as always. Appreciate it. All right. If you are still looking for a last-minute idea for a delicious meal tonight, boy, do we have you covered. Look at this.
Yes, we do. Chef David Berg joins us with some appetizers and dinner ideas. Chef Berg, thank you so much for being here. Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas.
What do we
nice
got?
and early.
It smells.
I think I saw Santa Claus in the sky.
What do we got here?
Okay, couple of last-minute ideas: roast beef, turkey, or pork loin. One of the things people forget in their refrigerator, on the door in your refrigerator, you have all of these condiments. Most likely you like them because you bought them. We make something called a door sauce.
Literally called a door sauce.
Door sauce. You combine what's on your door. Most things are sweet and sour anyway. Ketchup, Worcestershire. I have my own steak sauce called B1, Tabasco, mustard, orange juice. Mix it up again.
Do you measure or do you just?
Well, you should, but you add what you think is the best thing for what. Like we use more Worcestershire, less Tabasco. We paint it on here. Applesauce. We dice apples. We add jalapenos for the pork. Maple syrup boiled with orange juice, another good idea. Last-minute glazes. And you see what happens here with use some spices. That's on the pork loin. The roast beef, chestnuts, again, mushrooms. We took corn muffins and made a little corn pudding with that just by adding a little milk and cream like a pancake batter. Another great idea is pancake batter, using it for last minute. Add chocolate, you can make a cake.
Well, everybody's got that.
Yeah, and that's easy. When you think of making a cake, you get, it's a lot of work. Pancake is a cake. Add chocolate and Heath bar and candy canes and things like that, which we'll get to a little bit later.
Yeah, well, I was going to say, I've got a little bit of sweet tooth, so I'm staring
Now let's
at
come on down here.
This is where the action
is. Sorry,
You don't want the oyster with caviar?
I'll have the oyster with caviar.
And also,
But we got to get down here and do this stuff.
For presentation purposes, try to use some Christmas tree.
I'll do that while you do this, because we got like a waffle maker, we've got peppermint sticks, candy
This
canes.
is a vertical waffle maker, very easy to use. I poured a waffle in.
While I eat an oyster, I'm going to watch him make
and
a waffle.
And this is crushed candy cane. I'm going to put that in.
Because you probably have crushed candy cane.
Well, you will tomorrow.
Yeah. How's that oyster over there?
Oh, Todd's eating
There's
it.
a fork there. Anyway, waffles with candy cane, whether it's today or tomorrow.
Oh, wow.
Panna cotta. This is at David Burke Tavern on the menu tonight, and New Year's. Panna cotta with candy canes, cranberry jelly, pumpkin creme brulee, Christmas cookies, chocolate toffee pudding.
This all looks delicious.
So amazing. Again, most of these items you're not going to have like a roast necessarily lying around, but you're going to have the other ingredients to make the sauce, to make it flair, and to make it taste good.
And this is very funky. These are turkey wings.
What is that?
These are turkey wings. Carmine, my partner.
But what's
chef
what's on the outside?
They're stuffed with cheese and Parmesan, cheese and tomato. It's a kind of a play on turkey wing Parmesan.
Just give it a little bit
the
of a
reason being, we
crisp.
turned our roast turkey instead of traditional, like Thanksgiving.